Hello everyone, welcome back to another class of learning the little old lady method of investing for the medium and long term. As you know, we tried to do this class on Thursday, you may or may not know, but we got interrupted by a troll. But this time we're not going to get any trolls coming in showing off their penises. Anyways, I'm glad that I have a chance to show you guys how to do this little old lady method of investing. And basically, I've changed the name from not little old lady style, but little old lady method of investing, because this is not trading. This is actually investing, and investing for the long term. Because really, the little old lady style, little old lady method of investing, you're going to actually be invested in all these cryptocurrencies you buy forever, because you're going to just sell half when the price doubles. You don't know how high they're going to go, so you're just going to sell half. When it doubles again, you sell half, doubles again, you sell half. That's about it. I mean, it's really a simple system. You buy low and sell half on a double, and that's it. And so that's what you're going to be learning, and you're going to be learning, well, basically you're going to be learning where to buy, what the best price is to buy the assets in the preceding classes. Anyway, so let's proceed with the disclaimer, right? Disclaimer is just to let you know that, hey, all this stuff is risky, right? And if you do make any choices, this is all up to you. If you decide to invest in crypto, if you decide to buy bitcoins, right? Right now, it's totally up to you. I can't guarantee that it'll continue going up like it has been, but that's sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, but that's totally up to you, and you have to understand the risks. All right, so some of the topics we're going to be covering today is buying bitcoins, right? Whether it's a good time to buy now, or what you should do. Transferring bitcoins to Bitrex, right? How to transfer the bitcoins from your wallet. Hopefully you've already opened one, and you've done your homework from last time, right? You've opened up a Bitrex account, you opened up a Bitcoin wallet, and you've backed up your wallet. We've opened up a Coinigy account, because we're going to be using showing you how to use the Bitrex tools on Bitrex, and then getting you familiar with Coinigy, which actually you can use to connect to Bitrex. We're going to be teaching you a little bit about Japanese candlestick charts, and then finally connecting Coinigy to Bitrex, because there are two separate software applications, and because Coinigy allows you to has access to a whole bunch of exchanges, not just one exchange, not just Bitrex, a list of exchanges. You can actually connect to all the different exchanges, well, not all of them, but quite a few, and then be able to control your whole account from that one application. And I'm going to show you and talk more about that later on into today's classes. So moving to buying bitcoins. Now, obviously, you're going to need to buy bitcoins, because all the cryptocurrencies, pretty much all of them, are priced in bitcoins only. There are a few that are not, but not many, and they use other cryptocurrencies as a price. So it's either a fake U.S. dollar currency, or like simulated U.S. dollar currency, or simulated Chinese yuan. So your options are very limited when it comes to trading with buying other altcoins and using your base currency. So you're really effectively, your base currency is going to be bitcoins, and I don't see any other way around that. So get used to it. As I talked about before, bitcoins is your money. It is real money, so just consider it your money, and what you're going to do is try to increase the amount of bitcoins you have over time, because bitcoins will eventually be going up and away. By the time, if you continue with this process over a long period of time, you'll see a huge increase in your wealth. Now, with that said, Is now the right time to buy Bitcoins? Well, let's take a look at the chart. Okay, let me see here. Bitstamp. Well, I should have got a chart ready, but I did not. But that's okay. Bitstamp. And they have BTC Euro, BTC USD. Now let's take a look at the daily. And woof, look at that. Freaking like a rocket ship straight up. Obviously, this is not sustainable. Last week I remember telling you guys were looking at if you were watching the video last week, we were right here. If you bought them last week, Thursday, you're sitting pretty because now you've gained over $200. They're almost $300, right? Because we were probably would have bought them like for $19.50 or something like that. And so you would have gotten at least $300 increase in your purchase. But this is obviously not sustainable. Probably Bitcoins will top out probably around 1,700. Who knows? And then come crashing back down for a bit and maybe bounce back up again. But we will see. I mean, the only time will tell. So the real question is, should I be buying Bitcoins here to use to buy other cryptocurrencies? Well, this is totally up to you. But what I would suggest is that you decide on how much you want to spend. Let's just say you wanted to get into this with $10,000. Instead of taking $10,000 and buying all $10,000 worth of Bitcoin right now, what I suggest is you take half of that, you buy half right now, so $5,000 worth, and then the other half you keep it as in the exchange, right, or that you trust, like Coinbase or something like that, and leave that $5,000 there. And then with that $5,000, you're going to actually do something. Another $5,000. What you're going to actually do is set up a buy order. Either it's 61.8 or the 78.6. That's totally up to you whether you want to put it, where you want to put it. But you just have to like draw it from wherever it ends up. So if it's up here, your 61.8 is right here, right? 78.6 down here, which I wouldn't be surprised if it comes and tries to visit this last top here. So, but that's totally up to you. Where you should place it is anywhere in between here, right? To get in and buy. So you set your $5,000 order. Let's just say you say, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna go all the way down here to 78.6. We're gonna go halfway. So that's okay. You can go to like $1,500 or something like that, and you set or maybe $1,450 or whatever, and you set your buy order at the $1,450 mark, for example, and that's where you're going to just take 5,000. Take the 5,000, and it's going to sit there. The buy order. There's halfway point between the two fibs right there. Just show you that. So yeah, it's 1431. So you can set it at the halfway point there. Now you're going to set the buy order. You're going to say, okay, well, I'm going to buy $5,000 worth at the price of 1432, and just accept it. Even if it goes lower, just accept it, right? As your buy, and then use that money to actually purchase other crypto assets. You don't know what's going to happen. You just don't know what's going to happen. But this is just the best place to buy right now. If you're planning on buying Bitcoins. Now, with that said, right, you need Bitcoin to do this trading, so you should get some, even if it's just $100 worth. That's fine. Alrighty. Okay, moving back. So options for the base currencies, as I talked before, yeah, there's not many options. Just there are some fake currencies out there, but simulating currencies. Sorry about that. A little bit under the weather again. But anyways, yeah. Where to buy the Bitcoins? You can buy the Bitcoins at Coinbase, Bitstamp, or localbitcoins.com, or if you're in Chile, surebtc.com are some of the websites I've used in the past. Alrighty, moving along. Working with the tools, we're going to be transferring your bitcoins to your Bittrex. It's really quite simple, right? You just, once you log into Bittrex, right, here we can just log in here. I can show you where it comes to this landing page here. You click on the wallets page, the wallets web link here, and then you look for your bitcoins right here. There we go. I hit add, right, and then there's a button here that says to create a new address. You generate the new address, and it shows up here, and then you use that address. That's the address where you're going to send the bitcoins to, and then once you send it, they're going to show up here. Like I sent some to this test account that I've created, and I'm going to actually trade with this account just to show you how quickly a little old lady stock can make some serious dough. Alright, so using the tools on Bittrex. Coinigy is an excellent tool, but you may not need to use it, of course. You could probably just use everything that's on Bittrex and not have to purchase the monthly subscription to Coinigy if you choose. But that's totally up to you. I'll show you some of the tools. But I'm going to be working with Coinigy. I'm not going to be working with Bittrex through the rest of the classes. So I will assume that you are connected with Coinigy, and you will be connecting both Bittrex and Coinigy together, so that because all the tools exist on Coinigy, whilst a few of them are missing or not available, things are not available to make it easier for you to make your purchases and so forth. And I find that Coinigy is a lot more smoother, and then you get one user interface to access a whole bunch of exchanges with Coinigy. But again, it's up to you, and just remember that Bittrex is just one exchange, and it has exchange risk, and that's another problem, right? Once you send them the bitcoins, and you start trading up and you start making some money, keep in mind the bitcoins are theirs. Oops, close this. And the bitcoins and your cryptocurrencies are theirs until you actually withdraw them and place them on your wallet that you have locally on your computer or on your phone. We're gonna also show you in this example how to buy on the margin or buying up the market, which is not recommended, but I'll show you how to do it later, shortly. So now that I've got that done, let me show you some tools. So first off is we're going to look at a particular cryptocurrency, one that's, I believe, is in an appropriate buying area. So if we take a look here, we move this to the daily because that's the period we want to look at, and don't worry about all this is going on. I know it's a little crazy and hectic, and you're like, what's going on? Don't worry, I'll be showing you how to use this tool, no problem. So you have no fear. Scale. Oops. Am I in daily? Yes, I am. Okay. Oh, scrolling out too fast. Woo. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. There we go. So if I draw my fibs to right here, I think that was the lowest low. Let's add my magnet tool so that it actually gets to the actual bottom there. The magnet tool will help me get the top here. There we go. Alrighty. So let's take off all the rest of this stuff here because we don't need that. We'll explain all those other numbers and what you need to do with this later on in the show. But let's just focus on these. And look at that, I drew this thing wrong, so let me just switch this setting. Oops. Okay, reverse. Alrighty. Look at that. It's right at what we call the line in the sand, which is 78.6. This is a nice buying area. You can actually set your buying order below this candle, this candlestick wick. I mean, this tail, if you like, is also an option. But buying here, if you went and just bought some here at the margin or bought up the market, it's fine. Also, the little old lady style of trading. If you don't buy in this area and you get trapped, it's okay, because you know what? The little lady's method of investing is actually very forgiving, because you just have to wait. You're just a bag holder for a little bit longer as prices. Let's just say you bought right here, which I have. It doesn't matter, because you just have to wait it out. You set your price to double and then wait it out. I bought down here too, right? I did buy some down here, and panic bought when it started taking off here. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I'm with my account in Bitmex. We're going to show you how to buy this particular asset. And to do that, let's before we actually do that, let's do the same thing that we did over on Coinigy with the Fibonacci tools on Bitmex. NAUT. You're going to type in NAUT, and again, with this, for some reason, this web page, it fails whenever I do a search on sometimes, so I can just go here to the wallets and then do the same thing, and then click over here. Ooh, looks like I got paid. That's the sound of me selling something. Alrighty. Alrighty, so let's switch to the daily, because that's where we want to look at. Right? We want to do the same thing that we did in Coinigy, which is using our Fibonacci tool. And we're going to drop from here to here. Alright, notice how there is no 61.8 level here on this particular Fib tool, because actually Fibonacci retracement, certain numbers are not part of the Fibonacci system, and we'll discuss. Well, you know what? I'm going to discuss the Fibonacci system at a later date, and what the significance of 78.6. But here we go. So you're like, oh darn, I'd like to know where the 78.6 is. How am I going to do that? Well, you're going to have to do it the hard way. I have here a test spreadsheet right here. Let's bring it up. And what you're going to do is you're going to get the top number. And I think I already have it written down on the spreadsheet. And the bottom number. Right, and then in this formula, which you guys can copy right here. Here's the top number. Yeah, I got the top number. Is that the right bottom number that I selected there? Let's see here. 56.2. Yeah. 56.2. But yeah, it doesn't have. It has to be generally in the area, but that's good. It doesn't have to be exact. And then it gives me the level. So here's how I set this up. Spreadsheet here, right? I have these two numbers, the top, bottom. This is the formula, so you can copy that, write that down, and use the Google spreadsheets and write in this exact same formula, so that you can figure out where the 78.6 is, and you can see it's like a 10, as it says here, 10. What is it? 100,000 satoshis. So there's 8 decimal places in satoshis. So I would say this is, so let's set this thing to 8 decimal places. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 8 decimal places. So in satoshis, because Bitcoins is divisible up to 8 decimal places. If you didn't know that, now you know. I should write that down. That should be an important factor in people learning Bitcoins. Um, so right now, this is the price is in satoshis, because one satoshi is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. In satoshis, this is 10,400 satoshis. So that's what you can look at instead of a decimal place. It's really difficult with decimal places because fractions of numbers is a difficult concept for people to understand in general. But yeah, you could just say satoshis. You should ignore the decimal places and just call it satoshis, and that's the number. So 10,495 is where your 78.6 is. So you'd have to basically look at it. So enter the numbers, right, and then now you have your Fibonacci levels. This has other tools as well. This particular it has like candles, like what we were looking at. We can switch the bar. We can switch to hollow candles. Which is basically the same as candlesticks, but just the green updates are green or hollowed out. The mountain chart, mountain line chart, same thing. But we're going to stick to candles. Also, you can do different studies. You can do the MACD. You need to, like, in order to add it, you need to go create it here. Scroll down and hit create. Also, you can add Bollinger Bands, which I love. Bollinger Bands. Just love me some Bollinger Bands. But you will not be using Bollinger Bands. Also, well, one of the things we're going to be using is a moving average. So you can add your moving averages. You can add the 200, which is the main moving average you will be looking at, because that's a good place also a good place to buy. Right, so hit the create button. You can see the 200 moving average is right here. You can see that red button, red line there, and I must accidentally create something there. Oh, go away. Not the greatest tool here. Okay, go away. Yeah. Okay, there we go. And then the X clears that. Okay, so we got the Bollinger Band, which we don't need. So I wonder, how would you get rid of this? So right click. There we go. And then you have your 200 moving average, which is also a good buying area. So we are definitely in a nice area to buy this NOT coin. Now, how much am I going to buy? Well, I would, as you know, I would recommend only a small percentage, less than 5%, and I would recommend for this coin 0.5% into this coin. So guess how much you buy. And you can use this formula to help you figure out what the percentage is. So you just type in your percentage that you want, maybe 1%, 0.5%, right? 2%, you just type in your percentage, and then it'll show you how much to spend based on your total balance, right? So you should base it off your total balance of your wallet. You have, which is right here. So just use whatever the account balance is of everything you have here as your basis of the percentage that you will actually spend against any particular cryptocurrency. So it must never exceed 5%. I never want to see you type in 10% here. No, too many. That's too much money. So with this coin, it's 0.5% is what we're going to spend. So to do that, let's head over to the exchange. We're going to tell it what price we want it at. Let's start with let's start by buying up the market, because this is called bids and asks, right? And bids are people who placed an order saying, okay, I'm going to buy this price. It's a lot lower than the market, but I'm just going to wait. That's what you're going to be doing. You're not going to be actually doing this, buying up the market, you should actually set your price and wait for it to happen. And so if you want to buy here along with me, what I suggest is you could just set it as just a little bit lower at this price, or above this guy, slightly above this guy if you want. Just set a price that's not on the ask. But I'm going to set a price on the ask because I want to buy up the asset. So I'm going to, since the market's moving around here and there, I'm going to set a price of 10,596 satoshis is what I'm willing to pay. So that's the units. That's the buy, so I need to put in the amount of satoshis I want to buy it at. So 10, 5. Okay, I'm going to buy it a little higher. I'm going to buy it at 6. But I won't be, whatever the price happens to be here, as long as, I'm going to try to buy it at 10.6, but what happens is, if I get filled before the 10,600, it will take I'll get the lower price, so I'll get a discount basically. So I'm not going to be probably paying this much, right? But just so that I get my order filled, I'm buying at a higher price. Probably pay a lower price, like probably this price here, but I'm going to enter in a higher price so that I definitely get my order filled and I can see the cryptocurrencies show up here. So let's do that. And how much do I want to spend? Well, I'm going to spend 0.0025 bitcoins. Ooh, not a whole lot, but you know what? Start slowly and surely. You have to start small, right, and build up. I mean, as I showed in the other video, Brian Bemis started with $450 and 2.5 bitcoins. No, 1.5 bitcoins, or was it 1.5? Yeah, it was 1.25. I think it was, or 1.5. But it doesn't matter. It was a very small amount, and now he's at over 22 bitcoins, right? $70,000. $70,000. He's just knocking it out of the park. And he's just like, he started with small buys like this, very, very tiny buys. So let's quickly do this. It looks like I'm going to get some huge discount here. Right, so I'm just going to confirm my order. This is good. This is the price I want to buy it at. Yep. Said to show me the commissions. There will be commissions on this. And so I hit confirm, and I should see the magic happen of my knot. So I got my Nautilus coins. Now I got the exact amount that I wanted, but I probably didn't pay this price. Would go. I'm not going to do the math to make sure, but I've seen it happen before, so I know that doesn't happen. I did not pay the full 0.025. Let's take a look, see if that actually happened. I believe it did. Okay, let's see if my come on, close. Oops. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, so I started off with see, I started off with a little bit higher than 0.5. I think it was 0.2. So notice that I didn't even spend a whole lot. 0.25. So yeah, I think it was 0.05002. Not 100% sure now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that I didn't spend the whole 0.25. But see, take a look at the value. You can see it. It's 2.0024. So yeah, I didn't. Alrighty. So let's head back to this market. Now, once you've received the buy order, once you get the buy order or signaled to that, hey, you know what, I've received the buy order, fill order. I'm not sure if this application will send you a notification that you've been filled, your buy order has been filled, but you could check the settings and make sure that and find out for yourself. Again, we're not going to be working with this particular application to figure out where to buy and sell, but if you want to, you can. So once immediately you have your buy, once you have some coins, right? It's like once you've actually done a fill of purchase of your buy order, you're gonna sell half on a double. So let's see here. A double would be 2 1. No, 2 2 2 1. I believe is the price, asking price. And you can see it's almost 0.005, but we want it to be 0.5 because we're going to cut it in half. Okay, nope. 3. There we go. It's close enough. So we're going to cut this in half. What I generally do is I round up. So I would say, okay, this would be 24. If this was 24, I'd put in 12. But sometimes I round down. Actually, you know what? I like the rounding down. So I'd say 12 would be half of 24. So I'm going to do 11, and then get rid of the change, so that it's easier to cut it in half every single time it doubles. So what I generally do is I don't divide all the rest of the decimal places, but you can. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. And then I always make sure that I get the original money back that I was planning on planned on spending. So I'm gonna increase this a little bit until this gives me my exact money back. Nope. There we go. A little high. I'm going to put it 1.8. There we go. So I'm going to hit the sell button here. And then what that does is it basically places my order in the ask area at a lot higher price. So I'm just sitting around waiting until once I hit confirm, I'm going to sit around and wait until I sell half. And once I sell half, I celebrate. Woohoo! I got a free position. That means I've gotten my money back from selling this half of the asset, and I have another half left over that's completely free. And so that is buying and selling here on Bitmex, if you choose to do so. But we're going to be doing that. I'm going to be showing you guys everything on Coinigy over the course of the classes. Alrighty. Okay, let's head back to this. Alrighty. So now you know a little bit about Coinigy and how it works. I mean, sorry, not Coinigy, Bitmex and how it works. And you can go ahead and use that. You can go ahead and even buy some Nautilus coin if you like. Just make sure it's not over 5%. Right? I've been at this school, the Rational Investor, for a long time, and I've seen a lot of students come and go. I've been at this school here, and unfortunately, we've seen people blowing themselves up because they do not follow that one particular rule. They think they know better than the market. They think that hey, you know what, this thing's going to the moon, and then it just collapses and they lose all their money. So don't do that. Never ever go over the 5% rule, and you'll be a lot better off if you do it. If you just follow that main rule. Also stick to solid exchanges. Do not go to let's see, Bitter or CCEX. Right, those are terrible exchanges. They are scams. Stay away from them. Right. If you like an exchange, you ask me first, and I'll tell you whether or not that exchange is good, because there's a lot of scams out there, and you don't want to lose your hard-earned money. Okay. Moving on to Coinigy, right? Which is my favorite tool, my tool of choice. We can see here on my particular asset, I've bought and sold some stuff here. But let's take a look at the time frame. Well, let's start over on here, because this is where you'd start. Okay, so as you can see, right, like any chart, we have the they have the x-axis, which is the days, and the y-axis, which is the price. You can see the price is denominated in bitcoins and divisible, which is bitcoins is divisible up to 8 decimal places, 1/100 millionth of a bitcoin. We have different tools here, drawing tools on the right, on the left-hand side here. We have the exchanges. These are different exchanges that are available. You can scroll using the scroll wheel. You can scroll up and down. If you have a scroll wheel, if you have a touchpad, it's just 2-finger touch to slide it up and down, like I'm doing right here on my notebook. And same with the currency. So let's say that we are looking at Bitrex, looking at the Bitrex exchange, and you can see all the different currencies that are available here. I'm gonna toss this for now. Now, let's talk about what each of these tools does. These are drawing tools, right? So some of the tools we can do, right, obviously, is the Fibonacci tool. So to click on the Fibonacci tool, you click on here, the little arrow key, a little tiny one that's pointing to the left, pointing to the right. You can see there's a whole bunch of other tools which you guys will not be learning. The only one you're going to need to use is the Fibonacci retracement tool. And you simply draw it from here to here. Now, notice how you can not put it at the exact bottom, not put it at the exact top. In order to ensure that it's at the exact top and the exact bottom, you can click the little magnet thing, and you can just move it, and it will stick. See, as you try to move around, it'll just jump to that area. Same here. And so it will stick and jump to the actual bottom. So that's one little tool. And then this is like, you could find little tiny icons to draw. What I love to draw is the mountain man, because this is called the mountain man level, right? This particular level, right? In school, we learned this is a mountain man level. This is 61.8. It's called mountain man because a very interesting trader of ours, he looks like a mountain man, and he always trades the 61.8 level and always makes money. Over here, right, we have a brush, right, to do freehand drawing, right, like so. And let me show you. I'm going to change the color. There we go. So I can draw all kinds of crazy squiggly things, right? And let's just clear all the drawing tools. I think there's an option down here. Where is it? Nope. Okay. Could have swore there was a clear all drawing tools here. Drawing tools. Remove all drawing tools. Alrighty. I'm not going to show you most of these tools because you're not going to be using them. Maybe you might use the square tool, right, to mark off where the buying area is, so that you can you can see it clearly where you should be buying. Oops. Oh. Darn, my scroll wheel is like crazy. You know what? We could also trade. We could also take this bottom actually. Didn't even see that. We could have used that bottom as a reference point. So you can use that, the square, to mark off this area as your buying area. And so we could change this to green. Oops, that's the line. So let's leave it as blue and change this to green. Because this is like green for buy, and we can do the opposite and show you sell, but I'm not going to do that just yet. And you can see that this is the clear buying zone area, so you can buy and find a place, an option to buy. You can look for reasons to buy in this particular area, or you can just buy straight out. That's up to you. I would suggest that you buy probably at a 78.6 because we got a little bit of tail here, and that's one of the reasons why I would suggest that. So you can set your buy order here, or you can set the buy order at the bottom of these candlesticks. It's up to you, but as long as you stay in this area, it's fine. Alrighty, you know what? I have not been monitoring the chat. If you guys have any questions. Ooh, there we go. No trolls today. Okay. So buy some NOT. Yeah, if you want to buy some NOT. Crypto film. Who the hell is Satoshi Nakamoto? Still. Oh, well that's nice. Somebody was asking to interview me for a film. Sure, I mean, I'd love to. I'm probably not the best person to interview. You probably should try to get some Andreas, right, or someone like Andreas in your show. But sure, if you're interested in having me on your show, I'll be glad to do so. Anyways, moving on writing along. You can also write some text here, right? So you could say, okay, well, you know what? I'm buying. You can say reloads. Actually, let's call it reload zone. Because that's actually the name of this area. It's called the reload zone. Well, what's what we call it in our trading group. It's actually also called a trade location. Oops, wrong color. I want to use this color. This is actually also called a trade location. But we call it the reload zone. I'm probably refer to it the reload zone, or if you see me type in this, you'll know that it's also the reload zone. RLZ. Boom. RLZ, or reload zone. We can also put in our buy order. Let's mark off with a line. Right, so I've switched to a horizontal ray line. I'm going to switch the style of this line. I'm going to make it thicker. I'm going to make it dashed. I like the bigger dashes. And I'm going to set my buy order here. Say okay, and I'm going to change the color to green. Right, and away we go. So I'm going to put in some text to say. And change the size of this text. And there we go. Now, with all this cute, nice little drawing, right, it would be nice to save this, right? Well, there's several ways to save this. One is we could take a screenshot of it. So we can take the screenshot. Right, and you can see, if you click on the save image, you can see it's a copy of what you brought. Now it's a permanent copy. It's just an image, and it's not going to change. You won't be able to draw on this or anything unless you use application outside of Coinigy, but you've got a permanent link to this particular chart. And here, I'll send it into the chat room so you guys could take a look at that link. You can click on that link and you see it. So there you go. Next, we're going to show you how to also save. Oops. Oh, I don't know why this thing is like a little bit crazy with the zooming here. But let me take it off and lock the okay, let me explain this stuff. Auto scale and lock scale, because these are important things. So scaling is basically what the size of the chart is going to be. So if you want it to be evenly sized out, right? All you have to do, like, let's just say it's like crazy. It's looking crazy. Oops. Which it already is right now. Let's just say it's something like overly large, and you're like, what the? You can click on auto scale, and so it'll scale based on what's visible. Make sure that these charts, these candlesticks, are visible based on the scale. So if you lock the scale, snap. I don't know why it's moving so fast. It's not normally like this. So we can change the scale, and we can lock the scale, prevent it from actually changing, so you can't squeeze it. Like when you squeeze it in and out, it actually stays the same scale. When you, if you do the same thing without lock scale, right, it actually makes the chart tinier, larger, right, and this zoom makes it look funny, so you don't see everything. Oh, what a mess. I don't know why this thing. Maybe it's just Firefox auto scale. Ugh. Because I usually use Chrome, but because my Chrome is connected to my why is this like this? Because Chrome's connected to my actual main Coinigy account. Wow, really hard to manage this thing. Maybe it's just Firefox. Let me see. Yeah, see, it is Firefox. Yeah, because it's not as like crazy. So yeah, I guess Chrome is the best web browser to use when you're using Coinigy. So take a note of that. Alrighty, so auto scale and scaling. The next thing I'm going to show you is saving your charts. You can save this chart by clicking on that button and then type in like the hit that will upload to the cloud. So you're saving the chart on Coinigy's website, and you can say, okay, this is what I'd like to do. Is go. This is NAUT one day chart on Bitmex, because there's more than one exchange, and I can do an entry and say entry. Later I'd change that to double so I know that I've made some money on that, right? And or I can, if I look through all my charts, because you can look through all your charts here. If I click on this to reload the charts, and you're looking through your charts, you want to see a chart, something that you've made a purchase on but haven't made any money. That's easier way to see this when you're looking through your list of charts, and you've got a large list like I do, like here. Sometime today, no. There you go. Got a huge list of charts. That I have saved. So that's how you'd save the charts. Now, if you want to rename the chart, you click on this little button. You can rename it or save as. Create another copy of the save as. Creates another copy of the same thing that you've just saved, the same chart that you've just saved, and renames this chart. So if you've made a double, great. You rename it to say, okay, Nauticus 1 day double or something like that. You could also add, put in like, okay, you know what, I'm selling up here somewhere here. I'm going to put a little marker to say, hey, you know what, when it comes up here, let's see, notice how the magnet actually put it to the top, so you could take off the magnet. So when it comes here, right about here, I think I sold it at 22 Satoshis, right? 22,000. I can just put a little marker here just to show that, hey, I'm selling here. And this is just notes for you, of course. You don't have to do all this, but and there we go. Now moving along, we can see that there's histories and positions, but that's only, you only see that, those markers. You can see them on here. These are my positions, right? Let me just close this. Eek. Now I'm having trouble with the Coinigy on Chrome. Anyways, here we go. I can mark off, see in the history of my buys and sell orders. Positions, right? Positions are where I'm gonna sell and where I'm gonna buy as well. Okay. Only because my Coinigy is connected. Right now, the other one is not connected, so you do not see the sell order, my positions, even though I got checked here. And we'll show you how to connect those two in a moment. Right, well, we have the full screen mode, right, which I've never used. So for actually doing the charting, so I'm just get that out of that. We have like undo, right, forward. We can compare other symbols, right, and so forth. So you can add a different chart on top of it and compare. Indicators. Indicators are for example, the Bollinger Bands, which I showed you on Bitmex, or the indicators that we need to look at. And to remove an indicator, you just hit the X here. Goodbye. Delete. Okay. But the indicator we're going to be looking at is the moving average. So you can just type in moving average and click in there. Ooh, come on. Be good. Oh yeah, it shows up. Forgot how this works. Alrighty. Shows up here. And so we're gonna change this moving average setting. There's a little settings icon right there. And we're gonna change this to 200 because that's a moving average that we're really interested in. And let's add some color. I like it brown. You can change it to whatever color you like. I like it a little thicker. So a moving average, a 200 moving average, is also a good point to buy this particular asset. So you can set your price at the 200 day moving average, and wait for it to come, because it's also a good location to actually buy when it comes back down from its huge face rips, like it's done already here. Oof, darn! Why is this thing making my scrolling out so hard? Okay, auto scale. There we go. Oh, come on, be nice. So as you can see, this thing started like here, face went up, face ripped a little bit, came back down, face ripped up to here, and now it came all the way back down to earth. So I've made quite a bit of money on this. If you want to see, right, my not account, let's see here, because I've already bought into this, and Poloniex. Oh yeah, I got out of. Didn't I get out of Poloniex? And I guess I didn't remove this. So you can see from all the drawings and stuff like that where I bought. And if we scroll back, you can see, right? I bought this down here and sold half, sold half, sold half, all the way up. And this is not. Here, let's just make this chart a little bit easier to see. And I'm just going to remove some of the drawing tools that I have here. Goodbye. Alrighty. Save. So yeah, I did nibble this thing and a little bit here and bought a little bit here in the reload zone. There was a reload zone, so I thought, okay, I'll get some. But I got only a tiny bit. Because you never know, right? This thing could keep going, right? So, and you know, I waited, like, I didn't bother looking at it for a while, and I saw that, hey, if this thing's gone down, I might as well buy this bottom here. And it turns out, no. No. But that's okay, right? Because I'm going to be selling half on a double all the way along. So, the little old lady method of investing is really simple and easy to make money, so long as you just don't overdo it when you hit your buy orders. So I bought some more down here, right? And you know, look at that. I got a double already. I got a double again. There you go. So you just have to, like, you know, keep hitting that buys, right? You notice how it came all the way back down to where it originally was. That's normal with most of the crappy crypto assets. So don't be surprised if you buy some. If it's a very low market cap, which I'll be explaining at a later date, later time. It'll generally come back to to the bottom after it face rips like this. It'll generally come back down, and then you'll be able to buy down here, but not always. It's a general rule, but this one seemed like it had a large market cap, but this guy, the person who runs this, he's actually just pushing this thing up and down, up and down, up and down. So you might as well just, you know, little old lady this thing and make some money. So moving on to now we're going to talk about other indicators and so forth, but that's where the indicators are, and there you can actually save a template of all your indicators that you want to place onto the chart, like I have over here. So if you click on here, I have different indicators that I want to see. And for example, I have a little lady indicator set up, this is what I want you guys to really have. The on-balance volume, which I'll explain at a later time, and basically 200 moving average. Chart properties. That I've never played with, but basically it's everything on the background of the chart, so you can change the background and styles of the chart and so forth. I haven't really changed anything on the chart. You can get rid of the crosshairs, I think. Let's see here. Last price percentage, countdown, auto scale, wicks, borders, price line, borders. Oh, okay. You can remove the wicks. I don't know why we do that, but there we go. Let's see here. System description, symbol description. Oh, okay. Policy values, indicator titles. Oh, okay. I'm just learning this myself. It's pretty cool. Okay. Alrighty. Indicator values. All right. Where is it? Where would be the vertical line? Okay, there we go. So you can have dash, or you could have none. right now it's colored, so if you change the color, I guess, to black, it goes away. There you go. And you can have no scale. None of those chart lines if you don't want them. That's totally up to you. That's your preference and style. Alrighty, so next is the different types of charts, right? Like you saw, there's at Bitrex, there's bars, colored candles, right? Line, area, right, and so forth. But we're just gonna stick with the candlestick charts, which we're going to explain in detail what they are. Now, let's see here. We have the different time frames, right? You can add actually favorite time frames, like I have. Notice how you can see all my time frames here. So you can say, okay, you know what? I want this time frame as my favorite, right here, 30 minutes, or the hourly, the 6 hour. But really, you guys should stick to. You shouldn't deal with these lower time frames. Maybe just the daily and the weekly are the real ones that you guys are going to stick with. If you want to, maybe the hourly to help plan your trades a little bit better, where to get in a little bit better. But other than that, these are pretty much your go-to time frames that you're going to be using. Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay, hopefully this thing's not going to give me a hard time. Alright. So, if we open this up here, this toggle, this panel here, there's a bit more information here that you can see. You can see the economy, which is very helpful. This shows the market cap of the current currency. This is priced in US dollars. And you can see that this particular currency has a 3.7 million, or almost 3.8 million dollar market cap. And I generally have a rule: any currency that's under 10 million market cap, it's very risky. So consider that when you want to go ahead and buy. Also, you can see the supply of the currency. If a currency has a decent supply, a low enough supply, anything under 25 million supply and lower, that's a good currency to buy. It's really good to buy. Really, it's a lot safer, because when they have like millions and millions and millions, like Doge. Just head over to Doge, open a new tab. It's really difficult for it to move up, but they still do go up. It just takes a long time. Let me show you an example of another one that took a very long time to move up. RBD. That red coin, look at this thing. This is ridiculous, the amount that's available. That's a total in circulation. I believe that's the total that could possibly exist. This is a total that actually does exist. And so you're talking, that's in 28 billion coins for red. Oh, I didn't click on red. Oh, why didn't it show up on the side here? Okay, red. Oh, we did. But it's not changing. Okay, there we go. But you can see over here that it's moving up quite a bit. But oof, come on, you silly chart. If we zoom out, hang on, and close this. Come on. There we go. You can see for a very long time this thing was stuck down in the toilet for a very, very long time. Years, I think, even. Come on. Zoom out. Oh, because we're on the hourly. Okay, daily. better. You can see. Oof. Come on, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. All right. From 2000, from this last face rip right here, in September 2000, no, in July. July, the summertime face rips, it just just came down and just stayed here. Did a little bit of a face rip last year, but then nah, not really. It came all the way back down there. Kaboom! Right? These coins do that, but they take a long time. If they have like a huge market cap, I mean not huge market cap, if they have a huge coin count that's available out there, right? It's generally gonna take a while for it to go up, but they do sometimes go up. But sometimes they just go to zero. And this is alerts. You can set alerts basically, notifying you when the coin is at the price that you want to buy it at. So you can either set the buy order, or you can just say, okay, you know what? When this thing reaches this all-time high, let me know. So you can get a notification. I'll send you an email, and if you want, actually, there's an option to actually connect it to your phone, so that will actually send you an SMS text message as well. I think you have to be a member. You have paid membership in order to get the SMS text messages, I do believe. Here is the buy and sell window, right, to allow you to buy and sell the cryptocurrency, but only if you have your account connected, your Bitmex account connected to Coinigy. Right now, this is not connected, and I will be showing that later. Alrighty. The next thing is the volume, basically the bids and asks. Bids. Once again, the bids are everybody that's wanting to buy, and they've got, like you can see, right. This is the number of bitcoins is that. You don't know if there's one person or many people are actually buying, because this coin is very has a low price, very low price. So this might be like several hundreds of people buying, and the total amount they're buying is 2.5 bitcoins worth at this price. So you can see there's a lot of people wanting to buy at this price here, 0.65 satoshis. Way down here, whoa, look at that, 60 satoshis. Somebody wants to put down, a group of people want to put 50 bitcoins onto this crappy coin. Dios mío, I have no idea why. This is the most crappiest coin I've ever seen. But you just never know with these things. You never know, because I had some and I sold half on the double and I got paid. Okay, so, but I only put in a very, 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 very tiny amount of my portfolio into this account, into this particular currency. But I got off quite a few doubles. And you can see here on the asks, where here's some people wanting to sell at, like, look at this. There's sellers, 61 bitcoins worth at 84 satoshis. Gosh. That's a lot of bitcoins. Alrighty, so that's this tab here, this area here, and the main one you're going to be looking at is this one, basically for trading when you want to trade. And right now it is 7:40. This has gone on quite a long time. Still have a lot more to show you. Right, I've showed you how the time frames work. I showed you how the drawing tools work. But now let's go on to working with learning how to use candlestick charts. Candlesticks. Oops. Oh, shame. Candlesticks are usually composed of a body and a green candle, green or red, basically. The upper wick and the lower shadow tail. The area between the opening and the closed is called the real body, and the price extrusion above and below the real body are called shadows. The wick and illustrates the highest price achieved, and conservatively the tail illustrates the lowest prices of an asset during the time interval represented in the chart. So let me show you over here. Basically, if we look at this particular candle, this green one right here, this big honking green one, the market opened here at the bottom here, traded all the way to the top. This is the wick, top of the wick, right here. I'm going to make a marker here, right? This is the top right here, or I'm going to change this color, right? And use these. So that's the top of that particular candlestick. The price went all the way to that point. That's the top for that day. And the bottom for the day is down here. And if we have the magnet, we can actually get to the actual top. There we go. And the actual bottom right here. That's the bottom. So I'll pay it again. Bottom. And that's the bottom of the wick. It's a little tiny wick. A little tiny, tail or shadow. I call it tail, not a shadow. And basically once it closes here, right, the next candle is where it opens for this red candle. Now this red candle, you can see it went all the way up here and went sorry and came all the way down there, and it finally came back up and closed here. But notice this green candle, it didn't close, it didn't open at the same location. It opened down. Yeah, this is called a gap, but it didn't actually gap, it just jumped down. So the only price that was posted for that day was down here. This is where it actually opened down here, and it traded a little bit more down, and then it traded back all the way up here and closed here. Now, one of the interesting things you can see, this is called a gap right here. Let me draw some lines in here. In between here, oops, wrong tool, goodbye. I want trend line. Okay, so from here to here, I gotta get rid of my magnet. I want to make this thing bigger so we can clear. Ooh. Come on. Make it easier for me. There we go. So we want it bigger, thicker, better. There you go. So in between here, this is called a gap. And generally, when you see these gaps, this is also a good location to set your buy orders. If you see a gap like this, or even smaller, could be smaller, but this is a gap. Basically, the market closed here and opened way up here. Traded back down a little bit, but this is a big hole in the market. So generally, what happens is the candle body will fill this hole one day, eventually. But you can see that this thing went zooming down, giving you plenty of opportunity to buy down here, and actually you can get a half on a double. So that is candlestick charts. The next thing we're going to do is connect Coinigy to Bitmex. Now, first thing you should do is actually you have to set up 2FA. Now, I've already set it up. Basically, you head over to the the settings on Bitrex, and you click on two-factor authentication. That's called 2FA, two-factor authentication. You click there, right? They don't show you the code, thank goodness. You'll see something like this with a barcode. You need to print that out immediately. First things first, you download Google Authenticator on your cell phone, right? And then you scan it with Google Authenticator. You scan this QR code, and then you get numbers. Basically, this Google Authenticator will show you numbers that you have. This is like your secondary password. So every time these numbers get updated every 30 seconds, and you enter that number within 30 seconds of. Every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, this number, you get a new one. So you have to do it. You have to enter in the number within 30 seconds. So you're going to enable that on your Bitrex and on your Coinigy, right? To do that, it's real simple on Coinigy. I believe you head over to settings and two-factor authentication. It's right there. You click on the enable two-factor authentication. You print out the same barcode. Make sure you print it out and keep it safe. Or else, if you lose it, you won't be getting it into your accounts. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna have to let this person know that I'm busy. Man. Okay. There we go. Continuing with this. Okay, so now once you've done that, then you could actually set it up to the application programming interface of Bitrex. API is basically an interface allowing you to. It's basically allowing you another software application, another web page, to be controlled by another piece of software. Bitrex allows other software to basically control your buy and selling. So what you're going to do here, after you've set up your what's it called? Jesus Christ, your 2FA. What you're going to do is you're going to add this key, and what you're going to do is you're going to set it on, turn on. You're going to click Add Key. You're going to turn on like all these different features, right? Do not turn on withdraw because you don't want someone to have access to withdraw. Well, you don't need Coinigy. Coinigy does not need to be able to access your withdrawal, but they do need to trade the market, right? Maybe later on when I'm creating an application actually that will control all your currencies and basically send and receive the currencies for you automatically and always keep them on your possession. And once that's done, right, you'll be able to subscribe to that application. And then all you have to do is obviously create a new key for me, my application, and add the withdrawal. But for Coinigy, you don't need one. Then you'll get you get a key and a password. This is a key. You get and a secret. This is a key and a secret. So basically, it's a username and password basically that you'll be using. And and then what you do over here is head over to accounts. And then you hit add, and you select Bitrex. Oh, I thought I already added it. Okay, I did not. So let me just delete this one. Let me just create a new one. But I'm just going to do a read only because you guys are going to be able to see the key. And update key. Ready? And where's my keys? How do I see this? Okay. Required fields. Okay, click on it. No. Read. Update. Figures. API. Update keys. Where's my key? That's odd. It didn't show me the username, the key and the secret. Oh, okay. Now I got it. Forgot. Stuh. Silly me. You have to put in your secondary password. Not too clear, but anyways here. So I'm gonna have to enter in my secondary password. Here we go. 185 933. Oh, it's gonna change. But I do it fast. There we go. So I could take this, copy, and then right here, I'm gonna put in any name here for this. Like I'm gonna call it Bittrack. Oh, it says Bitmex. Bittrex. I don't know what's going on with my mouse or Jesus. Bittrex. Okay. Bittrex 1. Right. API key is that long. Basically just a username. Secret. Let's head over here. Copy the secret. I'm not worried about you guys using these numbers because obviously you only have read-only information. You already know how much is in the account. Paste. Hit confirm. Yes. And then you would select trading, right? Right, but the key's got to be activated for trading. I'm not going to activate this key because you guys have seen this key. I'm going to probably delete these keys and recreate them. But apparently we should be able to see our positions here now that they're connected. Let's see if we do. Okay, so you can see how much I've got in my Coinigy account. You see I have 12 Nautilus coin. I don't see my position. Oh, there it is. Oh no, it's not. That's not the right one. No, don't see the position. I think it only works if you create the position from Coinigy. Let's see here. If we hit refresh, maybe. Oh, there we go. And then you can see my sell order position. There you go. Now you have Coinigy connected to Bittrex, and you can do the same for Poloniex, right? Poloniex, Bitfinex, and you can see the list of there of different accounts we can connect to. You can see CCEX. I wouldn't trust them though. Bitter as well. Don't go there, right? But you can see there's a list of different exchanges you can use and connect to with Coinigy. Oh boy. So it's a little dry from talking all this time, but so that's it. So once you've got it connected, you can actually hit the buy and sell order. So you can just go, yeah, I'm gonna buy point 0.0034 2 of this way down here. And you can see how easy it is because you can see it. Now notice how I could just drag the buy order anywhere I want it and can just drag it down to here. Nice and easier to set up your buy orders with this particular application. And the same with your sell orders. So I can go, okay, you know what? I need to sell this. I want to create 2 sell halves on the double, because these things like to just go straight up like a rocket and then come straight back down. So I'm going to put another sell order, and I'm going to put it way up. Oof, darn. What's going on? I don't know if it's Firefox. I've never seen it jumpy like this. So you can set your second sell order way up here. You can see how you set it to, because we know we had 0.5. I want to get back to my point. Sorry, 0. We want to set it back to 0.005, and because we got paid, we spent 0.0025. So we want to get that same 0.0025 back every single time. So that's what I do. And there you go. I hit 6 and I got my 0.0025 back. You can lower it a little bit so that you can get exactly a 0.0025, but that's up to you. And then you hit the sell button. Obviously that's not going to work because it's a read-only account, right? It'll just give me an error probably. Yeah, it didn't go. So yeah, there you go. And that's it. You've created your sell order, and it's nice and simple. This is why I use Coinigy. I mean, I love Coinigy. It's a nice piece of software, and you know, it's all in one. I can access all my exchanges and see all my accounts. I can see, as you can see, I can show you my balances here. Right, my balances have gone down because I've taken out some money, but I've decided to spend some. But yeah, you can see the balances. You can see the chart view.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yes, it's 8 o'clock, and it's time for me to end this show because it's like over 90 minutes. Oh, chart view. Yeah, I want a chart. What's wrong with this thing? Give me a line chart. A little slow. Let's see if we can see the balances here. Yes, give it. Chart view. Yes, so there you go. You can see my account, how much I've got in it. And there you go. Over here, is this thing finished? Yes. So you can see I have connected to Polyx, BTCE. I have an external wallet as well. Right, you can see most of my currencies, most of my stuff's in at Bitmex, which is not so good. You can see how much of each of the different currencies you've got, and you can see like from this chart, you can see I have like a lot of different crypto, a whole heap. I want to own them all because it doesn't matter, right? I'm just gonna sell half on a double, half on a double, half on a double, so I'll have them all. Whether they go to the moon or they go to zero, I'll still own these things. Don't really care, because I'm just doing the little old lady style. I'm gonna buy low and sell high. Oof, let's see here, refresh. And you too, one day, if you do that, you can see how well this thing does. All the way to 400 Bitcoins from here down up to here in less than a year. Just unreal. Now this is not normal, right? I mean, This is the seasonal time for cryptocurrencies. It's usually only February, March, and April, and then July, August, and September are the seasons for crypto. So it's gone on for quite a bit of time. This face rip frenzy, but just remember, right, as traders, as people who are buying this stuff, just if you want to jump into buying already, you're getting all excited and getting all heated. All I ask from you is to not do this, not to look at something like this. Where's Bitmex? Yeah, okay. You should not be buying up here. If you look at Omni, is it gonna load? Are we gonna have? Yep. This is not the time to buy. Do not be buying up here. It's too late. If we look at pink, again, too late. Do not be buying up here in these areas. You can try, but because the little old lady style is forgiving, you might be holding this thing for a long time. You can try sitting some buy orders down here, but I don't suggest that. I would suggest you do it down here, 78.6 or lower. That's 200 point period moving average. Actually, you should be setting it here and here. And really, yeah, you should be buying at the 200 period moving average, because look at this. This is just like there's nothing here. This will come down and it will test. It might even test the bottom, because pink coin. What is it? What is this? This is some crappy coin. So it might even come all the way back to the bottom. Yeah, look at that. I would not be surprised if it comes all the way back here. Not one bit. So you could put a very small order down, very tiny microscopic order here, and then put a bit more here, and you can bet the farm down there. Well, not the farm, but 1 or 2%. Right? Let's see what else here. What else we got here? Yeah, see this one again. You could wait for better pricing. Again, not here. You're not a buyer up here when it's going face rate bang straight up. You're a buyer down here. Even if it just pops up like this, it's just supposed to set the fibs and buy at the 61.8. And sometimes it just won't come back, right? It's just not gonna come back. You could have set your 61.8 here and waited and been, oh no, it's gone. Just you have to let it go. Next bust in 10 minutes. Steam. Yeah, this guy. Oof. This guy looks like he wants to fly. But again, all you can do is set your fibs and buy in this area and hope it comes back. Now this is interesting how the 61.8 level is right at that last known high. So good chance it might come back here. You set your buy order here for a small, tiny amount, not a huge amount, because it could easily just keep going down and retest this bottom, because this is like a V bottom here. It didn't actually put in any kind of market structure, which I'll explain in another class. So it can easily come back and test this bottom here. So now that you've had that experience, you've learned a little bit about all the charts and stuff like that, and probably have enough to be dangerous. Hopefully you're not. Don't go out and buy, because you still have to learn about fibs and so forth. So for homework, transfer some bitcoins to your Bitmex from your wallet to Bitmex. Set a buy order, as long as it's below the 61.8 level somewhere. I've already showed you a little bit how to do the fibs. Hopefully you picked that up, and you can go ahead and try it. But make sure it's under 1%, please. Nothing big. And then once you set your buy order, right, wait for it to come, and then set your sell order, sell half on a double, and that's it. There's nothing else to do after that. And then finally, the other thing you should do is connect Coinigy to Bitrex. Now, with the rest of the classes, I'm going to be assuming that that's the case. If not, you're going to have to learn how to use the Bitrex tools on your own. Okay, what to expect for next class? We're going to be sorry, teaching you trading terminology such as the long, short, bid, ask, and stuff like that. I already explained some of that, right? The bid and ask, right? I've already explained that. But I'm going to explain a few other things. I'm going to be explaining the Fibonacci retracement in greater detail and how it's useful and why it is. I'm going to be explaining moving averages, market volume, basic fundamental analysis in conjunction with technical analysis. Fundamental analysis is basically, as you can see here, let's click on here, and you can see the Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin. You can see the supply of Bitcoin. This is the maximum possible circulation, 21 million, which is good, right? The available total out is 16 million. That's good. Those are good numbers. That's a fundamental analysis of this particular asset, right? Because you know that a very small amount will ever be created, right? And so you can do the same with other currencies, not particular Steam, but other markets as well. Let's head back over here. And in the end, you'll be once we're finished, right? You'll be able to trade on your own. So you'll be able to trade, but we'll still have a few more things I'll be explaining. But you can start shopping for different coins that you want to buy, and make sure when you do shop for coins that you're looking at coins that are like here. Like this one at the bottom, one day at or near the bottom after a long face rip. Come on. Oh darn. There we go. You can see this coin is nice and low. You draw your fibs. Yeah. You can buy some in here, right? You can just draw your square here. This is your buying area. That's okay. Buy a little bit in here, but not too much. Less than 1% maybe, because it could easily come all the way back down here. So this is where you'd probably buy some more, pick some more out. You could add your 200 moving average, 200 period moving average to see where that is. If you remember how to do that, if you don't remember how to do that, just click on this setting here. Type in moving average. Moving, and you can see moving average here. And we click on it. Oops. Once you click on it, it adds it to the chart. It doesn't. That window does not disappear. So you change the settings. I'm going to change this to large line. I'm going to change the color to brown so I can see it. Settings. I'm going to change it from 9 inputs. Go to inputs and change it to 200. Don't like that color. Alrighty, perfect. 200 moving average, probably a better, safer bet, because we've already come down here with this tail. I don't like this. I don't like how these tails are here, because there's a saying, wicks and tails love to be eaten. So I think price might slowly come back down here. So I would set your buy order down here, and that's probably where I have a few buy orders as well. Sorry. All right, and so, well, that's about it. I guess that's the class for today. I'm going to see if are there any questions in the chat room. Let me just go over that, and I'll see if I can answer any questions that you guys might have. before I close it off and cut the recording. Okay. Oof, already. Okay. Now it's flying. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Everyone's scared out of it. Not. It's pumping. Everyone's pump dumping. Okay. Yeah. So. And hey, check the other boxes. Trade limit. Trade. Oh, trade. Check the other boxes as well for trade and trade limit. Yeah. I didn't check the other boxes because I didn't want any other people to actually access my my account, because they see the keys here, right? So I'm actually going to delete these keys and recreate them. I have to log back in and delete them, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to delete these keys and recreate them because I don't want anybody to use them, right? Let's see here. $2,000 must be worth. Yeah, I'm worth a little bit. Okay. Wow. Has amount of BTC sweet. Oh. Okay. Remember when Bitcoin mining, when it was around 10 cents? Yep. Same here. I did the CNBC, Bitcoin holders, cash. How do you buy all of these coins? Okay, how did I buy all these coins? Well, slowly, over time. Right? I mean, I would just go buy and for example, I would set a buy order, like in this example here. It just takes time, right? You'll be buying. You'd look at this coin and Jesus, crap. It is already on a scale. That sucks. Don't know why this thing does this on Firefox. Okay, you know what? I'm tired of that. I'm tired of Firefox. Bitmex. There we go. So there you go. You see my buy order right near the 200 period moving average. Right, and you can see I can just set a buy order. Say, okay, I want 1 Bitcoin's worth. I'm going to drag it down to here on the 200 period moving average, and then hit the buy button. Buy, yes. Bam. That's 2K's worth of Bitcoins. 2K's to buy up this crappy 8-bit currency, which, take a look at this market cap. It's under $1 million. Now this is a really low market cap and very highly risky asset. I would not recommend you putting in more than 1% unless, you know, you're willing to lose it. So I am apparently willing to, bet. So 1% for me, less than 1%. 1% for me is like 4 Bitcoins. That's large. So this is 0.25%. Right. So gotta keep the percentages up. So I'm looking to buy. I nibbled a little bit here. Only half. I think I only went like 0.5 Bitcoins on that one. Well, I'm looking right here to own 0.5% more down here. If it does come down here. If it doesn't, oh well. I'll probably actually stop the market. So you might want to put a buy order above me, because that's a huge amount of money to buy. If you really think about it, it's $4,000 right there. So it's huge. It's huge. Right. So that's what I have said. So there you go. This is something you could buy. Not any of the other stuff that's gone friggin' nuts. Do not go near any of the crazies that are gone up. Some of the crazy ones are, I don't know, let's see here, dope. I think dope. Dope is dope. I got paid on that recently too. It's dope. That is dope. See, notice my sell order, right? It's like already, because it just, I just went zip, zip, and that back down. Went straight up and straight back down. So you're gonna have to create more than one sell order when it's, especially when these coins have low market caps, right? So notice I only have one sell order here, so I'm gonna put a second one just in case this thing goes freaking nuclear for some crazy, insane reason. I don't have much of this, but who cares? And I'm gonna just sell half right here, 2%. Maybe it's not that high price. There we go. So I got another sell order. And just in case it just decides to go bananas and take off to the moon. So, well, I hope. Sorry about my cough. A little bit under the weather today. I'm not in my cheerful self today with and jovial and joking ways with the show because my throat's been killing me and I've not been feeling well. But that's it for this evening. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something here. I know I did. I need to work on this a lot better. I have to do a few things a lot better than I have done on this show. But you know what? It's a learning thing for me. So you know, and it's free for you. So be happy. Don't worry, be happy. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Take it easy, guys.